Now, if you've been hitting thousands of golf balls on the range with no improvement to show of it, well then, this drill and just doing 5 minutes of it will give you way more improvement than you have been from hitting those thousands of golf balls. And what this drill is either having an alignment stick or chair half a grip to a grip's distance behind you and trying to hit it with your left hip in the downswing. And if you do that, it's going to give you so many more things in hitting thousands of golf balls on the driving range. Because as we can see there, I left that little gap and I tried to hit it as quickly as I could with that left hip in the downswing. And what has that done for that swing you could see there? It has shallowed me out way more than I would do with just an individual shallowing drill. It's got me, of course, rotating and opening up way more than I thought was even for me capable of doing. And it's going to help you, one, control that club path even better and stay down and compress it. So everything we really want to fix, either, let's say, a golfer's early extension, steep shaft, all the stuff, it's going to help you hugely. So this drill you have got to put into your practice routine. So absolutely, as a lot of you will see, I've talked about the chair drill, for example, for a long time on my channel, and it's always been just having the hips, touching it and then pushing it back and pushing it back again. But you can see that little gap makes such a huge difference. Now, I came across this completely by accident. I was hitting balls, just working on my own swing, and then just out of laziness, I didn't pull the chair close enough to me. And I thought, why not? Let's see if I can still hit it. So then what I did, I just did a half swing. And then when I looked on camera, because of course you've got to film yourself for every shot in practice, which is what I do, I was absolutely amazed by what I saw in my swing. For me, I struggle quite a lot at times to get, one, my chest rotating enough, and I will sometimes struggle to get my left hip back if I'm like quite stiff, for example, with my cerebral palsy. I do struggle a little bit at times if I haven't had a lot of balls to warm up to get the left hip back as much as I want. But this was the first swing of the day. So this wasn't really, that's why I started half swing to start off with. So I just had that there again because I didn't pull it close enough to him, and I thought, why not? Let's have a go. Let's look at it. My first swing, which was stiff, it was, you know, not warmed up at all, even though, yes, half swing. I just couldn't believe it, all the good little things I saw from there. So that's where it's going to help you, like we said, shallow in the golf club, because when we are trying to do something here, like a big task of getting that left hip to touch the chair when you've got a gap already, your arms have to stay a little bit quieter for you to be able to get time to be able to hit that chair with your left hip. Look what is happening to the club shaft immediately. You can see it how, if I'm just leaving the club alone, that club starts to shallow. So for something I always talk about on the channel, leave your arms alone in the downswing. Don't try to physically do anything with them. And that kind of lack of grip tension you're going to have because of that is going to help gravity hit the center of mass of the club and pitch it down. So if you're leaving that gap and then hitting it with a chair, that's going to help you out tremendously from there. So shallowing is great. And even if we watch that swing again, look at the level of chest rotation. Now that's something for me, again, I can struggle to get that chest opening up. If I struggle to get the chest opening up and rotate enough, what I'll hit the ball off the toe. Because if I'm not rotating the chest going into the downswing, the hand path drops a bit too much, and then that will just move strike location onto the toe. So this immediately fixes my striking, gets me hitting it way more middle, because if I am getting, with that gap, that left hip pushing back, the chest will open up more, so more rotation. So that's something that so many golfers struggle, and a lot of golfers don't think they're able to rotate. Again, disabled golfer here, in my left side. I should be the worst person to be able to rotate. You know, that shouldn't be possible for me, but if we're moving the body properly, it's going to be way easier. So rotates the hips more, the deeper and more I push that left hip back, the more it rotates, keeps that chest down, forward flexion. Give you a little squatting move as well, which is good, because as soon as that left hip tries to close that gap in, puts you into hip flexion, which lowers you down, gives you that squat. Like we said, lastly, compression. So here, again, look at this strike. Look at how nicely that ball was struck. So that's kicking, because you're down through the ball, left hip goes back, the chest stays down, you're rotating, which is going to give you good shaft lean. You're going to be getting all the components you need to be able to compress your iron shot. But it's not only for irons. Now this drill is just as good for driver. So one of the common things I read in the comments on my videos is this good for driver? Absolutely so. We want all those good traits, like, of course, shallowing, turning. We still want to stay down there. Of course, with driver, we snap the left side straight, which gives us that hitting up motion. There's loads of videos on my channel about that, which I won't dive into fully here, just for the video length's sake. But they all encourage really good things. And if I am then going and pushing my left hip more and more and more back to where I can hit that chair behind me, it's going to give me all the things I want. So for driver as well, absolutely great. Same thing, you get about half a grip's distance or so with a chair behind you. Start half swing first, which we'll get into exactly how to practice this. And then let me just do a little one down here, getting that left hip as soon as I can in a downswing to hit that chair. So guys, how to practice this and build it up into your swing. So start off half swing first, like I've been saying throughout this video. If you're starting half swing, it's going to give you much more of a chance to feel the movement. So again, half a grip's distance, whether it's a driver or irons, like I said, I'll recommend it all clubs. Just half swing, try and get that left hip back to go through just like so. That's number one. Then, of course, build it up, but keep the swing nice and smooth and slow. You're going to immediately notice you're not going to get the left hip back quite as much, but you will do after more time. So again, half a club's distance, and then fuller swing, but nice and smooth. Really try to get that left hip back. There we go. So, and then, let's say we've done a bunch of that, build the speed up as you get more used to it. Then take it away. Now you've done a bunch of those, and I really would say if you've got 100 balls, hit 90 of them doing it. And for those last 10, I'd actually say last 8. So a good little practice method this. Last 8 or even 7 balls, try to replicate it, again in half swing, and build it up as you get to that 7. Of the same feeling, imagine that chair's there. Just to see, again, filming yourself so you can get some feedback on whether you're doing it. Now, let's say this is my 7th swing. I'm gonna do more of a fuller swing, quite slow. Again, imagine that chair's behind me. Okay, here we go. Great, just about felt it. But then you're ending off your practice session. You've got 3 balls left. Leave the practice session on a good note. Get the chair back, put it there, get it half a grip's distance, again, behind you, and finish off on 3 half swings. So it could be with your driver, it could be with your irons, 3 half swings, okay. Why we're doing that is because as we're leaving then, we're giving the brain kind of that stimulus of what we want to do. Because when we actually are improving is when we're away from the driving range. When we're giving it all the stimulus, and it's actually when you're sleeping is when, of course, those new pathways in the brain actually form. So you're leaving with that fresh feeling of doing this, which is going to leave a stronger signal in your subconscious, and then you're going to have a much more effective way to get something from your swing here, and then improving, and then, of course, over time, out on the golf course. Absolutely brilliant, just like the classic chair drill of my channel. Or again, you could just do this with the alignment stick just behind your left hip. So just like we said at the beginning of the video, you can do this with an alignment stick. If I grab it here and set it up, so we have it just behind our left hip here, again, the same distance. So I was standing way too far away from it then. And then we want the same thing. We're generally not going to hit it quite as well as a chair. I'd recommend a chair, it's a little bit easier. But again, just behind your left hip, same thing. Oh, that was nice. Tour players do this one as well. You can see quite often they pull a stick miles away from them behind them and try to hit it. But our goal is to actually hit it. So again, any of those two will be absolutely fine. Build it up as time goes on. That's really good. It's the classic chair drill with a twist, which makes it even better, even more effective. And for me, it's helped me a ton. So if you enjoyed this video, click that like button if you want more golf instruction, just like this. Hit the subscribe button, hit that bell button too to be notified every time I put out a video.